welcome back to another Film Geek movie review. And it has been a really big weekend. First, Buzz Lightyear, our Lightyear, and now we're seeing this movie from Wales, Brian and Charles. I'm sorry, I don't know much about this movie. I literally found out about this film last night, and that's why I'm going to hand this over to Charming Amy, because this is all on her. It looks great. We watched the trailer a little bit ago, and I'm in. So go ahead, tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, I just kind of randomly found it, and I was like, we need to see what this is all about. So we watched the trailer, and the both of us could not stop laughing.
At just the trailer.
Just the trailer. And the reason why is because it is absolutely both of our sense of humor.
Yes.
And so just the random kookiness of the things that happened in the trailer and the humor, I was just like, okay, we got to go see this.
Definitely. It looks like one of those movies that it's supposed to be grounded in reality. Like, it's supposed to be our world. And by what I saw in the trailer, he makes a robot. Like, this lonely guy. He seems lonely. And he builds a robot to keep him company. Right. And wackiness ensues. I mean, that's pretty much it. It looks like it might be like a mockumentary.
Right.
By the trailer, it looks like it might be kind of like mockumentary, like a, I just lost the name right now because that's what happens to me constantly. Christopher Guest, like a Christopher Guest movie, kind of. So, all right. Charles and Brian. I did it again. Brian and Charles. Brian and Charles. Man builds machine to be a friend, and it looks great. So we are going to I wouldn't really say it's my favorite theater. It's just the last theater in the Kansas City area from my childhood. Like, all of the theaters around here have closed down. Not all of them, but a lot of the ones that I grew up with, that I went to a lot, have all closed down. But this one still remains. And so I was curious about it, because I have seen some amazing films there. Like, I've seen David Lynch's Mulholland Drive. I've seen, again, Lynch, Lost Highway. I've seen Alien 3, not really a good movie like the other two, but I saw it there. I saw The Big Lebowski at that theater. I mean, this is a theater that's near and dear to me. I love it there only because I have such great memories. Okay, Lightyear. We saw Lightyear. I saw Toy Story at this theater. So yeah, it's got a little sentimental value, got a little something. It's not fancy, it's nothing fancy, but we looked it up. We wanted to get a little history on it, right? So we looked it up, and this AMC theater is actually the first multiplex in the world. Mm-hmm. Before this one was ever built, all movie theaters were one theater. You saw one movie, that was it. And then AMC came up with the idea of, why not two? Why not both? Why can people only see one movie? AMC gave choice, and they built the Ward Parkway AMC, and at the time it was just a, what was it? It was a
Twin Parkway?
Twin Parkway. It was built in 1962, and it was originally called the Twin Parkway, and it had two theaters in the building, which was, well, it was the first of its kind. In fact, what did AMC stand for? We found that out too. It was like American Cinemas, I think. Or Cinemaplexes?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, well, something like that. We didn't memorize it. We just looked up, hey, Gesundheit. Oh, we got another one. That's all over my leg. Yay. Okay. Anyways, yeah. So just a little bit of history lesson. Dude! All right, just a little history lesson about the area. So I think we should hop in the car and head to the multiplex, the first of its kind. Welcome back. Okay, so we just got back from seeing Brian and Charles, and oh my God.
That was a lot of fun.
I have not laughed that hard in a theater in a long time. I mean, I honestly don't think I've laughed that hard since Thor Ragnarok, at least, and that movie hit me anything Taika Waititi makes me just nonstop laugh. Like everything he does, since back to In the Shadows or God,
but
you know
this
what I'm talking
movie
about.
is not Taika Waititi.
No, this is not a Taika Waititi. I'm just saying that it's a similar type of humor. Similar type of conversation, witty kind of humor.
Dry.
It's a little on the dry side, yes, but it's like a dry goofiness.
Yeah.
It's one of those films, I think that the best way to kind of put it in terms for the United States viewers is it's like it's like Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like a movie that is grounded in reality, but then a little absurdity thrown in. It's just like, it's not quite right. Mm-hmm. It's like, it's not magic by any means. I mean, he builds the robot.
Right.
And wackiness ensues. I don't know what else to say. We don't want to do spoilers, because we decided this when we were coming back from the theater, is that we wanted to keep this completely spoiler free.
Yeah.
Because there's so many surprises and so many good jokes that there's just no way for us to really get it across.
It would be weird us trying to explain the jokes and you're like, okay.
Yeah.
Versus you need to just go see it because the jokes are great.
Yeah, and so I'm going to let you take over and give your thoughts, and then I'll give my thoughts, and we'll wrap this up, okay?
Okay, so my initial thinking was it's going to be more of a goofy The Office type of show, but it had elements of humor like that, but it was also very heartwarming, and it had a really good storyline that kept me engaged. And it really made me bond with the characters. There was great character development in this movie. I mean, you really connect with Charles, the robot, because despite the fact that he has a glowing eye and that he has a monotone voice, he's still very human.
Yeah, but he's got a blue glowing eye.
Yeah, blue glowing eye.
Not evil red.
No, it's a blue glowing eye. Sorry if I said red.
No, you didn't. You said glowing eye.
Oh, okay. Anyways, but the story is just, it captures you from the beginning to the end. I mean, the main characters, Brian and Charles, they just, there's just some charmingness about both of them that, you really like both of them. There wasn't anything in this movie that I disliked. I mean, the cinematography was amazing. The acting was really on point. It was just on point. The humor was great. The story was good. I mean, there was not anything in this movie that I disliked.
Yeah, I'm going to start with that too. This is one of the first times since, well, there's been one other time so far this year that I have been this entertained and this impressed with the movie, and that's when we went and saw Everything Everywhere All at Once. That movie blew my mind, but this one blew my mind in a different way. It blew my mind in not only was this movie just absolutely hysterical, and I was dying laughing the entire time. You love these guys. Mm-hmm. You really start to like these guys. The thing I like about this is the simplicity and goofiness of the look of Charles.
Yeah.
and this isn't a spoiler. It's in the trailer.
Yeah, you can see in the trailer.
He says, he's like, because again, it's like the mockumentary style.
Yeah.
And he's talking to the camera, and he's just like, yes, he's a good boy. And he's like, I have a washing machine for a tummy. And he's like, yes, he does. He has a washing machine for a tummy.
Just random built, just half washing machine with a head that he found on the side of the road.
It looks kind of like Larry David. Yeah. Like Charles kind of looks like Larry David with glasses, and he's just like a block of a
washing machine. but just the character was just he can't emote emotions through his voice, but you can feel the emotions through the way the context of everything.
Yeah, because his voice reminds me of like a Speak and Spell.
Yeah.
It's like very monotone, robotic, and somehow the voice actor does an absolutely fantastic job of emoting emotions.
Yeah.
And same way with the puppeteer. Whoever was in the costume for Charles also does a fantastic job.
They were very good at timing with everything.
Yes, the physical comedy is definitely on point. So whoever was the man in the costume, I don't know if it was the same voice actor or not, but whoever the man in the costume was, freaking great job, bro.
Yeah, there was a few scenes of
whoever.
physical activity that just killed me.
Oh yeah, yeah, it was great. So I mean, all in all, like I said, this movie just entertains on so many levels because it's not just. I was going into this completely clean slate. I watched the trailer for it on YouTube and was like, okay, yeah, let's go. And I am like, I cannot wait to own this.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get this on a disc, Blu-ray, DVD, whatever, and show it to people because this movie needs to be seen by a lot more people.
I agree.
It really does. The problem is what I hate with these little movies. You know, I love these.
It's also a foreign film too. It was filmed in Wales.
It was filmed in Wales, yeah.
So, and it was part of their, lottery project, in the United Kingdom. And so I highly doubt, kind of like Extraordinary, where they only had like a UK release of that or Ireland release of that. I'm kind of worried that, it's going to kind of happen the same with this movie, too, as well, that it's only going to be selectively released in certain countries.
I think it's only been selectively released in the United States.
And
I don't know where it is, honestly.
And that kind of bums me out because it's such a good movie, I feel that I think if you have the right openness about this kind of sense of humor, you're gonna really love it. And I think a lot of this dry, goofy sense of humor is really coming around, especially with like he was talking about Taika Waititi's humor. It's that kind of humor, and if you like that, then you will love this movie.
Right. I mean, what is I can't think of the Rock character's name in Thor that he voices.
Oh yeah, I can't. Korg.
Yeah, Korg. He reminds me, honestly, Charles. The way he kind of his banter is very similar to that.
Yeah, kind of.
And it's almost like it's very there's moments in this movie that if you're a parent, you're gonna be like, oh, my kids are like that. If you're a dog owner, you're gonna go, that's just like the Beans. He's acting just like the Beans. and that's what's so great about this movie. It just warms your heart. It makes you feel all right. It does.
Yeah, and you're going to walk out of that movie theater smiling.
Exactly. And that's what everybody really needs right now. The thing we need more than anything is a bunch of smiles. And I don't have anything else to add to this. I really don't. Good. So, yeah, this is a solid. Look this up, guys. If it is in your city where you're from, if you can go see this movie, definitely go see this movie in theaters. It deserves to be seen in theaters. You should see this with others, a community of people that just love Brian and Charles, because we need that.
Yeah.
We need more Charles. We need more Brian.
Charles and Brian.
We do. We need more of these fellas. All right. Well, that's all we got for you, folks. So that's a solid see it in theaters. So thank you very much for checking out our review of Brian and Charles. If you liked what you saw here today, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, ring that bell for notifications, and give me the old thumbs up so I know you like what you're seeing. And if there's one more thing you can do, folks, that is keep watching movies. You know we're gonna.